Our city was originally built around a fad originating from mainstream Japan, the Maid Cafe. For a short while, our city was allowed to grow and prosper under the polyester manufacturing business, strictly for the purpose of supplying such cafes with elaborate maid costumes. Polyester is a material made from synthesized polymers. It tends to be resilient, fast-drying, resistant to mold and mildew, and easy to wash. In addition, it holds its form very well while being easy to manipulate, explaining its popularity in ornate costumes. Our city happens to be the foundation of American maid cafes, manufacturing a black and white dress, petticoat, hair accessory, and a pair of stockings for each working waitress. Because detail and precision are important, the total price of the set can reach up to $400. However, when the maid cafe industry was introduced to America, it experienced what is known as a bubble effect, when at first the industry experiences explosive growth, but it does not have a large enough market to support its size. When the first maid cafe arrived to the city, investors saw the success clear as day and wanted a piece of it for their own purposes. Eventually, the city reached a point where if one refused to invest in maid cafes, they were a bad investor that was sure to fail in the long run. But as with all fads, the attention they received died down. The market crashed. The collapse completely destroyed the industry in our city, cutting the market down to 1/10 of what it was as a result of investors who are now rushing to reclaim the small fraction of money from their original share. It did not take very long at all for the cafes to go out of business and close down. And just within 1 month, the maid costumes that were manufactured in an industry supporting the entire city simply collapsed under the economic pressure. However, the crumble of the market put a halt to the environmental damage caused by the polyester manufacturing industry. The production of polyester can be extensively harmful to the earth, the main problem revolving around the fact that it requires the use of many acids for manufacturing. A variety of these chemicals and pollutants envelop the city as a result of its poor regulation and insufficient laws for protecting the environment. Citizens quickly found themselves in an environmental pinch, with formaldehyde winding up in lakes and streams. Acid rain was a frequent occurrence, ultimately leaving the landscape brown and lifeless. The poorly protected town was likely the result of the sudden boom of the industry that shocked the city, paralyzing it and causing it to be unable to predict and adapt to the possible consequences of large-scale polyester manufacture. The city made the mistake of building new power plants to support the growing industry in order to claim taxes on it. However, while they diverted their attention to the construction of the power plants, electricity production skyrocketed. Coal was rapidly consumed, leaving perpetual CO2 impacts on the environment. Gradually, the city found itself unable to keep up, and its once strict environmental regulations became looser and looser. Even with the cafes long gone, the city felt its effect for decades. Untangling this predicament was a lengthy and somewhat costly process. The first step was to have our city's reservoirs and main rivers dredged, taking the entire contaminated portion of soil at the bottom out of the water. To dredge a water source is to clean it by scooping the pollutants out with large machinery such as cranes. However, even after the dredging process, there will still be remaining runoff from the groundwater that will seep into the reservoirs. This must be cleaned up as quickly as possible. We applied a greater mechanical filtration to big bodies of water, then continued to monitor the cleaning up process and ensure that no excess pollution came in contact with the recovering environment. After 5 to 10 years of progress, another dredge was performed. As the entire plan was funded by business, our city returned their money in the form of 10 years' worth of tax cuts. Within 20 years of the start of the cleanup program, our city was up and running once again. With that, we began to remodel our city. Because our buildings were old, reclaimed industrial complexes, they may be particularly large in comparison to other structures in other cities. However, because the population is quite dense, the size of the building balances out with how many people are regularly using it. The buildings are also more compact for ease of access to pedestrians and have green roofs. This plan incorporates layered infrastructure. The top level consists of rows of apartment complexes stationed around the edges of the platform. They come in a range of sizes and prices to accommodate people of all incomes. The entrances of the apartments face 4 sets of stairs leading down to the lower level, while the backs face the center with several acres worth of solar panels that use photovoltaic cells to power the city. On ground level, there is a large parking lot for people to leave their cars overnight, as well as a storage warehouse. The center of town is split in 4 sections, as shown. The gymnasium consists of multiple layers, one bottom floor for generic fitness activities, and an outdoor pool on the rooftop. Because it is constantly in the sun, the water does not need to be heated by electricity, thus saving money. The insect and reptile building is built out of glass, keeping the inside at a comfortable temperature and brightness for both visitors and bugs without the use of electricity or other environmentally damaging power sources. The aquarium is essentially a long tube, with staircases climbing up around it. Marine animals can be viewed there, from the crabs on the seafloor to the algae at the top by climbing up the tower. Lastly, the zoo is stationed in showcases around the aquarium. With the remodeled city, our sources of energy changed as well. We made the switch to renewable energy from being completely powered on coal through a series of stages. The first step was to create government subsidies for putting solar panels on houses to increase the popularity of renewable energy resources with consumers and make it fairly affordable. While the panel count continued to grow, we installed a fair amount of wind turbines within the city. Once there was enough energy being created between the wind turbines and the solar panels, we phased out one of the large power plants. The next step is to construct a dam project aiming to replace all the remaining coal-fired power plants. The dam has the capability to generate more electricity, compensating for the lack of sun at night, and possible periods of low wind activity during the peak energy demand. Finally, the subsidies, loans to the people from the city, are returned to the government with 85% of the money that was saved as a result of the switch to solar panels. One of the luxury homes in the city incorporates many energy-saving features. To name just a few, it includes high-performance windows, with double-glazed glass and low E coatings that reduce heat loss and gains. Wood, vinyl, and fiberglass are used to frame the glass, performing better than standard materials. Insulation also uses high-quality fiberglass, with certain brands being third-party certified to include a minimum of 50% recycled content. Some other miscellaneous features worth mentioning may include the fact that the many pieces of furniture are antiques, meaning they did not have to be created from scratch and place a burden on the environment. Appliances such as coffee machines and refrigerators are predominantly made of aluminum instead of steel or other precious metals. Aluminum is cheap and easy to recycle. The interior paints are all water-based and do not contain lead or oil. Rooms in the house that will regularly require the use of lamps are placed next to the windows. The conservatory is an indoor vegetable garden that encourages growing produce locally. As demonstrated, our city has seen measurable success from the time of the first maid cafe, and is now seeking to expand even further to accommodate the needs of the environment. Our proposal requests $500,000 in funding to obtain the resources and workers necessary to equip the city with various greener technologies. We are looking forward to working with you to provide a unique and eco-friendly city to the world.